Got another review. What up? What's going on, man? You guys got a cool bike for me to ride today, or what?
We got something special.
We got something very special for you today, brother.
You ready?
Come on, let's take a look at what we got for you.
All right. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm nope. I'm not riding the Gixxer. Y'all better find me a nice Harley to ride. I'm not riding the Gixxer. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Maybe that nice Boulevard inside. No. No. I'm not gonna do it. No. I'm not gonna ride the fucking Gixxer. I will not ride a Gixxer.
If you want to get paid, you gonna go ride this bike.
Do it Dan here, I guess. On a stupid Gixxer.
There you go.
Give me that.
Don't worry, you're gonna have a great time. Throw in your Gixxer right now.
This is stupid. I don't want to ride a stupid Gixxer. Is it at least a 1000?
Yes, sir.
Fine. I'll ride your stupid bike. Hit the pull on the clutch to start these? That's so dumb. I hate Gixxers. I don't want to ride this.
Oh man, stop hating and enjoy the ride. See you when you get back.
Dude, don't care anymore on a stupid GSX-R. I mean, I guess it's okay or something. I don't know. These bikes are dumb. Ride a stupid Gixxer. I don't want to. Man. Oh, my helmet isn't buckled. That'd probably help. Even my helmet doesn't want to buckle. My helmet doesn't want me to ride a Gixxer. What is this thing? It's a 2008 GSX-R 1000. Surprised this thing doesn't come with cargo shorts and a sleeveless t-shirt, a brochure of tribal tattoos and puka necklaces. It feels quick, I guess, or something. I don't know. I don't even know what to do. What am I supposed to do about a Gixxer? I guess I just ride it to the nearest gay bar. After that, I'll go sign up for LA Fitness. Maybe stop at Ron John's surf shop, buy a Jeep Wrangler, and not a good one either, like a two-wheel drive one. After that, I'll think about shaving my thin mustache and beard, maybe kiss a few boys. All right, maybe I shouldn't hate it as much and just try to enjoy it. It's a motorcycle. I can probably, God, I feel like such a dick. It's got HIDs though, that's kind of cool. I mean, that way people can see that you're stupid. It actually does feel pretty quick. I gotta give it that. Hey, it's Grom. Like, it does have a lot of pep in its step. This is a 2008 GSX-R 1000. Blue and white, which is like, I think the most generic color you can get for blue, white, and silver. It's like the poster boy of Gixxers. Also, I want to point something out here. Look at my new shoes. I got new riding boots, dude. Alpine Stars. First pair of riding boots I've ever owned, by the way. True story. I've been riding since I was like 13. Really, more or less riding since I was about 16 or 17 of like real riding. My first pair of actual motorcycle shoes, boots. It sounds pretty damn good though. That's one thing I will give Suzuki about their GSX-R's. Student driver, yeah, man. Me too. It's got a good feel, I guess. I mean, whatever. Like, it definitely, it accelerates really quick, and it really feels light. I give it that. It's got a light feel for a 1000. My ZX-10 feels pretty light, but this feels really light. That sounds pretty good. And I'm really surprised how high the red line is on this. Most leader bikes don't rev up that high. I think CBR 1000's red line at like 11 or 12,000, somewhere around there. And then I think my ZX-10's pretty close to about that as well. But this is about 13.7, 14,000 RPM for a leader bike. That's crazy, man. Matter of fact, the acceleration was so instant on this thing, I have to wonder if it's got aftermarket gearing on it. Because the way it came up in first was like at no miles an hour. My ZX-10 doesn't kick into the power band until about like 25 miles an hour. But this thing, that's got a good, I mean, that's That's pretty torquey right there, man. I know it's first gear, but it does have an aftermarket exhaust. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't heard of it before. Not to say that it's good or bad, I just haven't heard of it. I don't really give two shits about aftermarket exhaust as far as brand names. I mean, I got an ACK on mine, which is like a $4,000 exhaust, I found out. I didn't put it on there. It was on there when I bought the bike. And the only reason I don't really like it that much is because it's kind of quiet. I'd prefer if it was louder. Man, I'll really give it this bike. Just small turns like that just feel like nothing, man. The steering is so light, and it even has a steering damper on it. And even with that, it feels really loose. Let's crank it to soft. See, there's a difference between hard and soft. Oh yeah, there's a good difference between hard and soft on this. I want to make sure that the steering damper's working before I just dick out. I mean, I guess it's a cool bike or something. I don't know. This whole video is just going to be filled with salt because I've stated my entire YouTube career I hate GSXR'S, which leads me to wonder, like, why do the GSXR'S get so much hate, right? Like, why do I hate GSXR'S? And I found out over the years it's not the bike itself that I dislike, and that's where my bias comes in. It's the riders that I dislike. I want to say, like, a good portion of people who ride GSX-R's are just, like, total douchebags, which I guess is why I'm enjoying it so much. But, I mean, it's kind of hard not to be a douchebag on one of the top performing leader bikes. This thing feels so small compared to my CBR did or my ZX-10 does. It's like the front just cuts off right there. It's incredibly narrow. It feels super lightweight. It feels like a 600, but you got the power of a 1000. I'm like sexually confused about this bike because I want to hate it, but at the same time it's got a lot of qualities that I like. Lightweight, feels like it's got a ton of power. It sounds good. I mean, it is what it is. And I know we did that little joking bit in the beginning about these bikes, but I want to make it clear that they don't pay me to ride these bikes. I do it out of, like, just material's sake. I like riding new bikes, and I like getting a feel for new bikes. Like, I just rode the ZX-14 not too long ago, and that's probably my new favorite bike, is that ZX-14, and I'm not joking about that. That experience alone is enough for me to want to ride a bike. Like, because what happens if I got on this bike and all of a sudden it was my new favorite bike? Like, then I would have to change my whole demeanor about my channel. Like, all right, fine, GSXR, you win. It's a good bike. All right, cool. I'm pretty sure this has aftermarket gearing on it. I feel like it does. Just by the way it accelerates. I've been on several leader bikes. It was my first time ever being on a GSXR 1000. I've been on 600s and 750s before, and that's why I wanted to ride the 1000. I wanted to feel how the 1000 feels compared to how I remember the 600 and the 750 feeling. And it feels like a 600, like a GSX-R 600 as far as like the controls and whatnot, but the power is there. Okay. Alright. So let me just put this into perspective. I just power wheelied in third gear and hit 140 in fourth. Definitely has aftermarket gearing on it. Alright, so maybe I've been underestimating GSX-R 1000s all my life. Maybe that's the case. Or maybe this bike is just set up good. I mean, this bike personally feels great. Do a burnout. He looks so begrudging. Oh, he tried. I mean, he tried. I give him that. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. But the bike is so incredibly nimble. It's deceptive, right? The bike is a very strange feeling bike, right? The seat is at a downward angle, so you're sliding directly into the tank, you know? With the ZX-10, I can stretch out on the back a little bit more. But with the GSX-R, it's like kind of forces you towards that tank. It's like, I'm not sure what to feel about that. But I definitely feel like if I were to race or be super hardcore into the twisties, like this would be the bike to do it on. That's just how I feel off of my short experiences. It's got a really good, nimble feeling. I like the way it feels. It's not comfortable by any sense of the mean. If you buy a GSX-R 1000 with the idea of commuting or buying as a comfortable bike, you're an idiot. This bike is ridiculous. It's like it doesn't care about the other things. It's kind of how it feels. I have to say though, that wheelie was a damn good wheelie. It was so controlled, it came right up and it stayed right where I wanted it to stay. I mean, maybe I've been wrong about GSXR'S, dude. For 2008, I mean, it doesn't have any crazy electronics. It doesn't have like ABS. It doesn't have any of these like super controlled variables. It's got low mileage. It's only 9,000 miles. Holy crap. For 2008, that's nothing. I'm not sure how I feel about the stabilizer, but man, it just came right up. These might be the bike to dick around on. Maybe that's why everyone who rides them is kind of a dick, is because it's a perfect Hoonigan bike. I wouldn't trade my ZX-10 for this bike, specifically because I know the ZX-10 is worth a little bit more. You know, it's a newer bike, it's a little bit cleaner. This bike's still in great condition, it's just, the ZX-10 is just a little bit newer. I mean, it's got a good sound, and I do like the way the GSXRs look. I hate to say it. It's one of the better looking bikes out there in my eyes. I like the way they look. It's a sharp front end. Now, the new ones I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like the way the new ones look. It's too, like, I really like the aggressive front ends on the older ones like this one. The newer ones have that weird, they just don't look as good in the front to me. Look at GSXR, another GSXR. Honestly, like with the way this bike feels, I can understand now why the typical GSX-R rider is the way they are. Very surprised at the amount of power this thing has at low end speeds. Time to do GSXR things. This is a good way to indicate that it has aftermarket gearing. Okay, it says I'm going 80 miles an hour, just cruising with the Subaru. I guarantee you, he's not doing 80 miles an hour in a 45. Guarantee it. So it is aftermarket gearing. That would explain the crazy amount of torque that this bike has, which is awesome. I like the way that feels. It allows you to accelerate quicker. You don't get up to your top end you get up to your top end a lot quicker, which means that you in turn will not be going as fast. It'll say you're going just as fast, but your bike indicates the speed wrong because of the gearing difference. That's how gearing works. But this thing is torquey and quick as hell. Let's talk about the real thing that people hate, though, when it comes to GSXRs, and that's the riders, man. Everyone knows someone that has a GSX-R 750 that wears shorts, cargo shorts, camouflage cargo shorts, to be honest, like flip-flops, a half helmet with a spike on top for some reason, flip-flops, a wife-beater sleeveless t-shirt. I mean, you name it, dude. Everyone knows someone like that in general, and it's not surprising. I'd say the GSX-R probably has the worst reputation out of all the bikes, just because of the people who ride it, man. It's kind of like how BMW owners, man, you know? Like, they have the worst reputation for, like, the douchiest drivers, I believe. The same way Corvette owners have the reputation for having the oldest drivers in the world. It's just a stereotype, and the thing is that I get it, you know? This bike isn't anything groundbreaking, right? It's a 1000cc sport bike with aftermarket sprockets, so it pulls pretty hard, it sounds good, it looks good, and it feels great. That's the one thing. The power's cool and all. I like that. You can get that out of any leader bike. But the one thing I really like is the way this bike feels and how disgustingly nimble it is for it being a 1000, you know? It feels like I'm messing around on a ruckus. It's got no weight to it. At least the weight distribution is completely different. I don't know if that has anything to do with the frame or the engine or what they did about that to make it, or what they did to do it like this. But it just feels good, and I can't complain about it. So am I saying the bike is good? I like it. It's alright. Would I buy one if I had nothing else better to do? I know a lot of my saltiness is coming through, but to be honest, it rides like a really good bike, especially for being a 2008. I think this is probably one of the better years for the GSX-R, because once you start getting into the newer models, they start to kind of lose that feeling to them, I think. From what I've been told, they feel heavier and they don't respond as well. This is definitely kind of brought on a new perspective, I guess. Vape Nash. Word. God, I'm hot. And I don't mean sexually. You know what I will say that I've just sitting on the bike and riding it, is that not only is it not comfortable, like it's a very sharp seat, but it really warms the crotch. I don't know why, but the seat, like where you're sitting at, gets hot very quickly. And I haven't had a bike do that since my old 600RR with the undertail exhaust, and this doesn't have an undertail exhaust, so that makes me wonder, like, why is it doing that? Why is it warm? It might just be the way the bike is made. Do I take back all the things I said about the GSX-R? No, because I had fun saying them. But is the GSXR 1000 different than the crap talking I have been about the bike? Yeah, it is. If I had to choose between a 2008 CBR 1000, a 2008 ZX-10R, or a 2008 GSX-R 1000, or a 2008 R1, I'd probably go with the 2008 GSX-R right now at this point in time. Sue me, alright? Whatever. It'd be like the type of bike that I would buy 2 years ago. I could see myself getting hurt on this bike though, because it feels like it's such an easy bike to dick around on. Alright. That's scary. Driving like an ass, I have no remorse for on this bike. It's like, meh, it's a Gixxer, what do you expect? It'd be like watching a Mustang crash. You just come to expect it, right? So, might as well do it yourself. So I'm sure you're asking why I would choose this bike over a 2008 CBR 1000 or a 2008 R1 or a 2008 ZX-10R is because I think it looks the best out of all of them. And yes, that's what it comes down to for me. I've said this about 100 times, but all leader bikes perform within a fraction of each other, right? Meaning that this bike with factory everything and a ZX-10R with factory everything and an R1 and a CBR both with factory everything and a straight shootout are gonna be so unbelievably close as far as how they perform. It literally doesn't matter which one you choose. People, when it comes to motorcycles, are so bent up on buying the fastest thing they possibly can, when it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter anyway.
It's not a cow.
Shut up. Shut up. Stay away from me.